I'm 25 and I really thought I'd be successful by now. Maybe you feel the exact same way, whether you be 25 or 20 or 35 or 40. Perhaps you thought your life would be a lot different than it actually is. But first, you have to ask the question, what does successful mean? The best archer in the world has no purpose without a target. He can have perfect form, years of practice, and complete control over his body. But without a target, all he really has is a stretched bow and an arrow ready to fire. The tension is there, the potential is there, but nothing is happening. Without a target, no one knows how good this archer actually is. There is no way to measure skill when nothing is being aimed at. All that ability exists only in theory. Success works the same way. Success is wasted on people who lack clarity. Not because they are incapable, but because effort needs direction. When there is no clear aim, energy gets spread thin. You stay busy, but nothing moves forward in a meaningful way. Potential builds, pressure builds, frustration builds, but progress does not. Most people live on autopilot, going through cycles without a clear destination. They wake up, respond to what's in front of them, and repeat the same patterns day after day. Life becomes reactive instead of intentional. Movement replaces direction. In this state, it's hard to tell if you're actually advancing or just wearing yourself out. There's no clear markers to define progress because there is not a defined goal to begin with. Discipline feels heavy, motivation feels unreliable, even success, when it shows up, feels hollow. The root question is simple but uncomfortable. Most people cannot clearly answer the question, what do you want? Without an answer, everything else becomes noise. Goals feel borrowed, effort feels forced. You push forward without knowing what you're pushing toward. Most people are not lazy, they're just misdirected. They put effort into their lives every day. They show up to work, they maintain relationships, they try to improve themselves in small ways. From the outside, it looks like progress, but from the inside, it feels like you're running in the same place. When you don't know what you want, decisions default to convenience. You choose what feels safest, what reduces discomfort in the moment, what keeps things stable. Over time, these small decisions stack up and start to shape a life you never consciously chose. Autopilot is not dramatic, it's subtle. It looks like doing what's expected, following paths that were already laid out, accepting goals because they seem reasonable, not because they feel right. You don't feel lost all at once. You feel slightly off, and then you get used to it. The danger of autopilot isn't failure, it's numbness. You stop questioning direction and start focusing on copying. You distract yourself. You optimize routines. You look for motivation hacks, but motivation does not fix confusion. Discipline does not fix confusion. More effort does not fix confusion. Confusion makes everything heavier than it needs to be. Without clarity, even good habits feel forced. You can't tell if discomfort is a feeling of growth or a sign that you're going the wrong way. You can't tell if your persistence is stubbornness or strength. Every decision carries friction because there's no internal reference point to check against. This is why people quit things that matter and cling to things that don't. It's not a lack of character, it's a lack of direction. Clarity simplifies life, not because it makes things easy, but because it makes effort make sense. When you know what you want, decisions narrow, trade-offs become obvious, sacrifice feels purposeful instead of punishing. Until then, life feels like pressure without release. You feel capable of more, but can't access it. You sense potential, but you don't know where to apply it. So it builds, and eventually turns into frustration, self-doubt, or self-resentment. Before you try to improve your life and get the success you're looking for, you have to figure out what kind of life is worth improving. For me, all I ever wanted was fame and wealth. I wanted to be rich beyond measure and never have to do anything because everybody else would do it for me. But as I've grown, I've realized that that is not actually what I want. What I want is health and joy and freedom. And if you choose right now what you want and what you're going to do to get what you want, and commit to that thing that you have to do, and pick one small thing that will gain access to that commitment, and I don't care how small it is, if you do that, you're not behind, you're right on track for your specific path, customized to you and your experience. Because life is not a race. It's a marathon designed custom for each and every runner, so that when you finish at that finish line, your participation trophy looks the same as everybody else's. And that is success.